can you just tell us a little bit about your transition from being a respiratory therapist in moving into a career in instructional design?
So yeah, I think you're always a respiratory therapist. I'm still actually a respiratory therapist licensed, but it's an odd transition, right? Because a lot of people go different routes into it. So as a respiratory therapist, I did a lot of facilitating and teaching, and I worked in an area that there was nobody was there. Like it was just the training area and there was rooms. And I found somebody there that was an instructional designer. Like somebody was in the hallway, like their little office, and I'm like, oh, hey, and I learned about instructional design. I was working on my first master's degree um, in medical education at that point, and I'm like, "Why am I not learning any of this in my education programs?" And that was back in 2014. He gave me my first storyline license, and I started like playing with e-learning, and then I became a clinical instructor and professor. So in the classes that I still adjunct teach, I do put storyline and use my instructional design skills to enhance that world. I ended up switching from the academic side of things to corporate for some different benefits that were available. And that's kind of like it in the quickest nutshell of possible.
So I love that you say that once you're a respiratory therapist, you're always a respiratory therapist, right? Like whenever we leave a career, we don't have to leave it behind entirely. There are elements that we can carry through. I mean, obviously, you're not doing the day to day of a respiratory therapist, but it's still in you, right? So, me as a teacher, there are things that I still think about, oh, that'd be such a great lesson plan for my fifth graders, So it's like we don't have to totally give up parts of ourselves. We just get to evolve a new part of ourselves.